a film actor, a film producer, a national award winner in the framework of cinema. Who hasn't heard of my brother Nikhil? Sorry, bhai. And I am. Yes, he is the famous Sanjay Suri from Bollywood, India. Caesar Productions screened Suri's film called As the River Flows. Where? At Dcsaff 2013. Sanjay was actually present for the screening and for a question-answer period. I had a few words with him courtesy of Caesar Productions. I found him nice, very humble, and this is what he had to say. Hello, Nilima Mehra again, Dcsaff 2013, Mr. Manoj Singh and Geeta Singh. We are here with a famous actor, producer from Bollywood, India. His name is Mr. Sanjay Suri. We have the pleasure of bringing him to you, into your homes. Here he is. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
It's an honor to have you in Washington, D.C.
It's a pleasure to be here, loving it.
People have watched you on screen, people have heard you speak dialogues and dramatic moods, but finally they get to see you right here in the Washington metro area.
I'm loving it. I must tell you, you're privileged to be living in such a beautiful part of the world.
Thank you so much.
And it's amazing. The festival is lovely, lovely people, great hosts, and all of you. Fantastic.
Thank you, thank you. Pyar mein kabhi kabhi. That rings a bell, right?
Oh yes, it has to. It's like, your first love or something you never forget. So first film.
That's right. That's the very first time we see this handsome actor on screen, and wo bhi Pyar mein kabhi kabhi. Tell me your experience. How did you get into the movie industry?
Okay, that's a long story, but I'm going to try and keep it concise.
Okay.
I was just to give you a bit of a background, I'm from Kashmir.
Of course. Srinagar, right?
Srinagar, yes. I grew up in the valley, and due to the ethnic cleansing, I left in 1990. But there was this deep down passion, about, I was very fascinated with films. But living in Kashmir, I thought, where, they're made in somewhere, in Bombay, and how do they make it and all. So, but the fascination was there, but truly I was not kind of following it, that or I'm gonna be in movies. No. But when I moved to Delhi, I thought, okay, I'm not in the valley, so there is an opportunity to maybe connect with a deep down passion,
Wow.
So I started with advertising.
No.
I started with advertising. I started modeling, doing TV commercials. I did a bit of television. I started shuttling between Delhi and Bombay, because Bombay is where it happens.
All the happening is.
Yes,
of course.
And I met this advertising company, and they were kind of casting for a modeling assignment. And the owner of the ad agency said, "Hey, I like your face, but you look too young for the suiting campaign I want," because it was like a men suits product. So they said, "You look too young, but if there's anything, I'll contact you."
Okay.
And 2 years later, I get a call that we're auditioning for this film, where everyone is a newcomer.
Okay.
It also made to the Limca Book of Records in India, which is maximum number of newcomers, first timers, including the producer.
Oh wow.
So the director, so I auditioned, I spoke with them, and it was a launch of Rajesh Khanna's younger daughter, Rinki Khanna. And so I had a decent part.
Of course.
I said,
we can't forget that.
Yes. So
after all,
yes.
Pyar mein
Pyar
kabhi
mein
kabhi.
And so that's how it started. So I think after spending 2.5 years in Bombay, then Bombay, now Mumbai.
Of course, of course.
And 2.5 years, I got my first film. Yeah.
That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've got the looks, you've got the know-how, so why not?
Thank you.
Now, being an actor, what turned you on to being a producer? I mean, or the co-producer?
Yeah, that shift actually was, I did Pyar Mein Kabhi Kabhi, and then I did another film, Tera Jadoo Chal Gaya, which was Abhishek's second film.
Right.
That was very mainstream, and I realized in mainstream films in India, then either you are the top guy or you can be completely sidelined, you know.
That's
which it's changed now, but early 2000, and there were these stories that attracted me. You know, I really liked some stories, but it was always difficult to find producers for them.
That's right.
And I wanted these stories to be told. And I got together with my friend Onair, who formed a company with, and I liked his sensibility. And then we wanted to make films together. And he wrote My Brother Nikhil. That was my first production.
That's right.
As a producer.
And that was a nice movie,
yes,
though.
Thank you. And
very nice movie.
It was a difficult subject for India. It dealt with HIV and homosexuality.
Very sensitive, actually.
Yes, yes, and a taboo subject, homosexuality. You know, so we actually still pitched it to other producers, but they gave some idiotic suggestions. You know, and we said no, we're going to produce it ourselves, and that's how I turned actor producer.
Actor producer.
Purely because, not by first choice, purely because I wanted these stories to be told. So hence I became a producer.
Nice, nice. Well, congratulations. My hat's off to you. You're so young, you know. And now, tell me this, the Anti-Lock Films.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that, and how and why did you come up with that name?
Anti-clock, yeah. It was, the thought was really going against the tide.
Okay.
And some would call it, oh, it's regressive or progressive, you know, but so no, it was against the tide because we dabbled with subjects which were not often told on Indian screen. Our last film, I Am, which got the national award, was India's.
I was about to ask you. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, thank you. It started with just a need again to tell these stories about child abuse, about displacement, single parenthood, and
child trafficking
and gay rights.
One.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So it was a tough subject again, and we crowdfunded the film, India's largest crowdfunded film, with 400 co-producers from 40 cities across the world.
Woo! See, you made history. So I mean, like I said, you know, I mean, I don't know where to and how to congratulate you, because really, if you look at yourself and you look back, you say, well, I've done this, that, and very different from other producers. And you know, you come out and tell. You know what I mean? It's a hardcore fact and truth.
Yeah, but maybe I don't realize it because I'm constantly, you know, okay, what next?
Exactly.
And maybe if I reflect, okay, yeah, we didn't do too bad. We may not have made money, but we made films.
Now, is into being movie making, is it really money making?
No.
Not a hard work only.
I think money, if you come into the movies just because you want to make money, or if you think it's easy money, no, you're in the wrong business. What you see from the outside is just the cream, you know, maybe top, you know, glamour, some 10, 12 people are making money, rest are, but it's a tough industry to be in. It's extremely difficult to sustain in a highly competitive industry, and not only competitive, the stakes are so high. I meet youngsters, you know, whether they're technicians or actors, say, oh, we don't get a break, or you know, things like that. But like you're talking, you know, look at the budget of each film. It's like setting up an industry. You know?
That's right.
So so the stakes have become very high, and although today technology is helping us to make films in an inexpensive way, but releasing them is really tough.
Releasing, distribution. I mean,
it's,
distribution is a major.
So that's a big challenge now. I mean, there are storytellers, they'll go and make the film, but they get stuck at where to release and how to release.
Exactly, at that point. Now, when one speaks about Mr. Sanjay Suri of Bollywood India, one immediately thinks of the movie Jhankaar Beats, okay? Your name, your fame, your popularity, everything just flourished from that movie. Tell us your experience about that movie.
Jhankaar Beats, okay. Would you believe it? I read the script with the director sitting in front of me over a dinner having dosas.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll say, oh, these guys are not serious. No, we were serious. He wanted a reply immediately when Sujoy Ghosh contacted me. We were in touch. He said, come, should I narrate it to you? I said, no, I'd like to read.
Right.
And I said, okay, let's go out for dinner. I said, okay, we go to South Indian fusion kind of a place, and which had dosas khane chalo. And while he's eating his idli and dosa, and I'm reading, and
Oh my God.
I'm having my dosa, and flat 90 minutes I finished it, and I said, I'm doing this.
Wow.
It was so refreshing to read the script, and I only imagine that how refreshing and even better it would be when it converts into, you know, the celluloid.
Absolutely.
It was fantastic. The good thing about Sujoy was he came with no baggage. He was a new director, a newcomer. He hadn't even assisted anyone.
Oh wow.
But he was like an encyclopedia on films. You know, he had watched so many films, and I'm not saying if you watch films you become a good director. No, but he came with no baggage. He said, "Hey, this is what I want. I don't know how to get it. So I'm going to hire professionals who are going to help me realize this dream." So his DOP, the actors, it was a fantastic, enjoyable shoot. You know.
Wow.
In fact, what you see on the screen is half of it, because we had so much fun shooting it.
Wow.
And
Lovely.
working with Juhi, Rahul Bose, Rinki, so it was wonderful.
Just a beautiful experience. Well, you actually see it on the screen. I mean, it's just very well portrayed. Now, tell me, Sanjay ji, about As the River Flows, that Dcsaff is actually going to be screening tomorrow. Tell me about that.
As the River Flows is a film that is shot in the largest river island of the world. It's called Majuli, inhabited river island. It's on the river Brahmaputra.
Wow.
In the northeastern state of Assam in India.
Wow.
The director belongs to Assam, and he lives in Bombay. And he and I, once again, he pitched the script to me at a cafe, and I loved it. And we tried to produce it, and then I said, you know, you should try NFDC, and he tried approaching NFDC. They liked the script. They produced it. It's a bilingual. It's Hindi and Assamese, and what you're going to see at Dcsaff is the Assamese version.
Oh.
Assamese version, and it's loosely based on the disappearance of a social worker over there. And according to the Indian Penal Code, you know, if this man he just went missing. For 7 years, you don't declare a person dead if his body is not found.
Right, right.
So, just 4 years ago, he was declared dead. And so it's loosely inspired by his story of a social activist. And my character is of a journalist who was his friend. And he goes in search of his lost friend.
I see, I see.
And how he also starts losing his way as the river flows.
Oh, how touchy. Yeah, I will be here tomorrow, so I'll see it. Now, have you ever thought of stage plays, drama?
I would love to, but
because you've got a very expressive face, and
thank you. But I think I would love to, but I'm not able to find the time, because theatre is an actor's medium,
of course.
But I think sooner or later I will when I have time off. In between I find some time. Okay, 6 months I'm gonna focus on this.
Okay.
Because when your priority is films, then you kind of keep even if you're sitting at home, you're keeping your time available for films to happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, once you see a movie, are you very like, well, I should have done this, I should have done that? I mean, are you very critical about?
I think I'm a little harsh on myself, but to a point.
Achha.
To a point. I mean, till the film is being edited, and when I see the first cut, only till then. And once it's out with the audience, you can't.
You just sit back and enjoy like the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. Whether enjoy or cringe or whatever. But it's such a collaborative effort, which it's, of course, it has a sign of a director, but it's such a collaboration that
Beautiful.
you know you cannot take away either the entire credit or the entire blame. You know, so you gotta.
It's your baby.
It's your. Often, what happens is when a film does well, everyone say, "Oh yeah, we knew it's gonna be," and when it doesn't, they say, "Yeah, you know, the problem was with the writing and the direction and the acting," but. That's the business.
I know. I mean, that's when you're in that neck of woods, you've got to. That's what you've got to handle. Are you very choosy with your scripts?
I wouldn't call it really choosy, but something which moves me. I like a certain kind of cinema. For me, entertainment can also be enriching, can also be educative. You know,
Yes.
It's a whole lot of things, and it could just be a great time, and you watch a film and you go back. But as long as it doesn't question my sensibility, that's the only thing which usually I don't kind of accept. But what also happens in India is, I think even here it may be, you become a victim of, you know, you get typecast. Because if you're doing certain kind of films, say thought-provoking or sensible, then you only get those films.
That's right. That's
then
right.
you won't. Like I've been trying to do a comedy, but I don't get any these days because
You
they say,
think
he's intense.
You think
and
you'll be able to do that role, the comical?
yeah. I mean, I did Jhankaar, so
No,
I mean,
I
kind
know.
of not slapstick.
Yeah.
Something.
Exactly.
But not over the top, but.
Why
some
not?
subtle comedies and
An actor isn't always an actor, after all, you know.
Absolutely.
So, now tell me a little bit, Sanjay ji, about your family life, your wife, your children.
Yeah, I have a lovely wife who's a psychologist.
Keeps you straight.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, but I also get away with a lot. Then I say, hey, you should understand. But I have two lovely kids, two boys.
Now you're here because you walked the red carpet.
Yeah,
with her
I
last night.
walked the red carpet with my wife.
Ambika.
Ambika, yeah,
Right,
Ambika.
right.
And we've been married 11 years now. And we have
She decided to
long-
keep you. That's nice.
Yeah, that's. Maybe you should interview her as well.
So, how positive is her looks towards you being into movie making? Does she have a part and parcel of the whole thing?
I think she's been a great support, and she has never pushed me to do anything, any kind of film or something, you know, which I haven't. I mean, which suppose I have to go out of character to say yes to. She said, "Don't push yourself. Do what you really like." And I, you know, because it's not tough. It's really tough. You know, being with someone who is not thinking of money and thinking, "Oh, this is art," and you've got to be. So in between, you need to do some other things to pay your bills. But she's never forced me or pushed me to.
That's
She said,
nice.
Stay honest to your craft and to your passion.
That's lovely. How do you, I mean, being in Bollywood, yes, but how do you see Hollywood?
How do I see Hollywood? I mean, we see a lot of Hollywood in India.
Right.
Movies, and there are all kinds of films being made over here. Then I think what we get over there is the best of Hollywood, but there's a lot of trash also which gets made, which is fortunately we don't get those films there. But I think some of the films and the detailing, how well they do it, is fantastic. It's we somewhere or the other in certain genres we definitely aspire to, you know, whether it's an investigative film or, you know, a war piece or a thriller. I think we don't do bad with dramas, and you know, and but with action and all, you just can't beat.
You can't beat them, right?
You can't beat
I
them.
know.
And but my bent is more towards European cinema, world cinema, which is. But at the same time, I mean, I love an Argo, and I love.
Of course.
So there are these films, Beautiful Mind, and you know.
Yes.
So there are these films which are just stunning. Yeah.
Any Hollywood movie producers that you look upon?
I guess the Weinstein Company, yes, for sure. I look up to them, and there are many, and been asked many times. Okay, are you going to make the shift and try like all Bollywood actors or something?
Exactly.
But I think it's very. I think it's very difficult selling yourself sitting in Bombay,
right.
to LA or New York, you know. So you got to be there, and you got to make that shift.
But you never know, you know.
You never know.
What
I mean,
opportunity holds.
Irfan is getting work within, but I think there is a bit of a prejudice from this side, is that if it's Indian, it needs to look a certain kind. Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I think so. If you see even in the films which have characters which are they Indian characters, they're cliches, you know.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah. So I think somewhere I was hopeful with Slumdog things will open up, and I believe it did for a short bit, but then I think
it rolled back.
So I think those main characters being written for Indians, I doubt it. But there will be these co-productions, you know, artistic co-productions also. So global themes and global subjects.
Right.
You know, like Mr. Bachchan is in Great Gatsby.
It got released yesterday, actually, right here in the US. So everybody's very anxious to see it.
Yeah.
Now, what if you were not doing movies today? What would you have been doing?
What would have been? I would have been running a small cafe in the mountains.
Really? Oh my goodness!
and a holistic center.
Wow! What a change! My goodness! What are some of your hobbies? Don't say movies.
No, movies is movies was a hobby. It's become a profession.
Exactly.
But I enjoy traveling. I enjoy photography.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I like capturing life and so these are my hobbies. Really, whatever time I get, I would like to travel and capture moments. Yeah.
Lovely, true moments of life.
Yes.
What is one thing you totally dislike?
Totally dislike?
Yeah.
Being sick.
Oh, he's a sicky baby today. Oh my God, what did US do to you? No, really.
No, but truly dislike is. I think hypocrisy is something which gets to me, and but not that much. I don't detest anything too much, really. Really.
Do you think you said you've got 2 boys?
2 boys, yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever encourage them into going into cinema?
Well, if they want to, why not? If they want to, I'm not going to push them towards anything. I'm gonna give them a canvas and show them various things, and then rest is up to them.
Beautiful.
Really.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, I know you've got to go. Before I let you go, I'd like for you to face the camera. People that have always seen you on screen on celluloid, I would like for you to give them any message at all. There's the camera for Washingtonians.
All right. Well, all I'd like to say is, firstly, I'm loving being here in your city, and it's a beautiful, beautiful city, and I'd like to keep coming back here. And secondly, I really love what I do, and I hope you are doing what you love to do. And if you're not, first figure out what you really, really want to do, and then figure out how to get there. So I think that's my piece of advice for any aspiring filmmaker, especially, and to all of you over here in DC, a big hello and a big bye.
There you go. Those loving words from actor-producer Sanjay Suri of Bollywood India, and Dcsaff actually tomorrow is going to be screening As the River Flows. Am I correct? Right. As the River Flows. And hopefully next time when he comes, he won't be a sicky baby.
Yes, I won't be.
Thanks a million for your time. I truly appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And also,
Pleasure.
Hopefully you feel better. And
yes,
whenever you come to US, don't just come to New York and put a dead stop. I mean, Virginia is for lovers. So if you don't come here, then you just miss out on all the love.
No, it's just 3 hours away. I'm going to make it a point.
Absolutely, because you never know.
I'm spreading my wings.
Oh, beautiful.
Maybe I'll produce my next film here.
Why not?
Who knows?
Who knows, Pyar mein kabhi kabhi kya jane kya ho jaye. All right.
It's a nice title.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Sanjay Suri, and I'm here all the way from India at the Dcsaff Film Festival here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Loving it here, and you're watching me on Chitramala.